You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't good.
We're not talking about any integrity in
We
this
are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD?
The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie under the table.
Yes, but that's irrelevant.
I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here.
It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere?
No,
There's potato
vampires.
vodka everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 179. Feeling fine. I say that every time we have a 9 episode.
Do you?
I do. I make
Okay.
a point to it. 179. Feeling fine. Adam, you're a feline.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Do you know what's crazy?
What?
Milwaukee
Is it?
stalks a predator. So there's been like a lion sighting in Milwaukee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, complete with the local news people like being like, I saw it. I saw a lion. It was in my backyard. You know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah, it's there's like grainy ass footage of it, which is hilarious because like everyone's got a cell phone, and somehow they couldn't get decent footage of this thing on a cell phone because I'm sure it's some old ass Kyocera old person phone that they tried to video it on, not the sick ass iPhone 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
Adam's got that, or the Galaxy 6. They caught up on numbers, Adam.
Yeah, it's true. Because iPhones only increment their number every 2 years. They have an S.
Correct.
S every year.
A TikTok, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Samsung's like, fuck that shit. New number every year. Even though every other year is the good phone.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah. Supposedly there's a mountain lion in there, and I wouldn't disbelieve it. There's been mountain lions around in southern Wisconsin a little bit. They can make their way hundreds and hundreds of miles, so they could have come from South Dakota, where they are around in the mountainy areas. So,
Totally.
plenty of deer to eat, and rabbits that have never seen a mountain lion before in their lives,
Yeah.
shitting their little rabbit pants. Man, I wish I would have turned the AC off now. Yeah, so this episode is brought to you by the high-pitched whine of my USB port.
No, it's fine.
Okay, Adam says he can't hear it now, but he couldn't really hear it before. So if it does come back,
I was able to tell.
we'll let you know.
I may not tell if it slowly comes in, though.
All right, great. Awesome. So if that happens, I apologize.
Yeah.
Should not be using this computer record for much longer
Yeah.
because I have a Computer Gate 2015 update.
And if I fail y'all, I apologize too. But they call me Eagle Eyes, not Eagle Ears, so.
That's right. I have a Computer Gate 2015 update.
Oh, yeah, cool. What's that?
Well, I now have heard back from the computer place, and the Power Color, the video card manufacturer, has accepted my RMA. So the card is off to them.
They just now accepted the RMA?
Well, yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, because the card they sent me was in warranty.
Yeah.
So when they tried to log the RMA, it said this card is out of warranty. And it's like,
been
yeah,
that
no,
way for like 6 weeks, though.
yeah,
It takes them 6 weeks just to accept the RMA?
yeah. Apparently,
Damn.
yeah, dude, what is up with your goddamn fucking fan, Adam? It is going off right now.
You know the fan.
I can just hear it. It's like slightly off kilter. It's like once every 20 rotations, it just rotates really hard into the gears.
Well,
and vibrates the whole thing.
Here's the thing. It slowly builds
Yeah.
until it starts shaking really violently, and then something happens where it just all gets back in equilibrium.
Wow.
And then it slowly starts to build again.
Yeah.
It's just this
Christian
cycle.
Bale, Equilibrium. Who else is in that movie? Who's the other guy?
I think he's the main guy.
Well, yeah, but there's like another guy. They're like Wait, isn't the guy who dies and everything in that?
He's somewhat famous-y.
That was like a movie that I was told to watch.
Yeah.
A lot. Because everyone's like, oh, you gotta see this movie.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it was alright.
Well, I mean, like, the thing is, the gun kata stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of
Tay
it.
Diggs, that's it.
Tay Diggs. Yeah.
He's very hot right now.
He's in some kind of cop show.
Budget, $20 million. Box office, $5 million. Didn't do so well.
No. He's in a TV show on Hulu now.
Critics gave it generally negative reviews. I would have probably given it a negative review.
I'd probably give it a 3.
Take the gun kata out and put it in a better movie, and then it's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Sean Bean. I knew Sean Bean was in it.
Yeah.
He dies.
Oh
in it.
yeah, he's the partner guy.
Yeah, he dies.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he does, right? I haven't seen it in a while, but I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah,
sure.
he dies.
Oh yeah, he dies in every movie. It's in his contract.
Yeah.
He's like, right then, I'm gonna sign up for this film. I better fucking die in it.
Oh god.
That's how Sean Bean actually talks.
It's not, but
That's
I couldn't stop you.
That's his actual accent. I'm a personal friend,
Oh.
and I know that's exactly what he sounds like.
Yeah.
So how you doing this evening, Adam?
This evening I'm doing well.
I'm in a robe right now. I thought everyone should know.
I'm in my PJs.
I took a shower and because we're recording on a school night for me, a work night.
Yeah.
I got to get up in the morning. So I figured I'd shower, get ready for bed. I threw on the robe. I'm lounging, ready to go to bed after this.
Excellent.
Because it's Sunday night we're recording, Adam. Why is that?
Because once again, my internet was destroyed by a...
Ripped from your house, Twain.
Yes, diverged from my home.
Divergent. Your internet
Yes.
was divergent from your house.
Yeah, I actually watched that this week.
I heard it was not great.
And the sequel, Insurgent.
All right. It's part of the... Adam, we predicted this on this very podcast.
Yeah.
The young adult fiction cash-in movies.
Oh, totally.
I kind of want to go back. We talked about this.
We did.
Find the episode where we talk about the movie we're going to be, and I want to see how close it resembles. For some reason, in the episode description and name, nowhere mentions the discussion we had.
No. I've looked a lot, too, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to literally listen through 100, probably like 100 episodes.
Yeah.
Probably like episode 15 on.
I swear it's before episode 40 or 50.
Yeah.
So...
We know Lance is in it, so you can cut every episode out that doesn't have Lance.
Which is every episode after, like...
And it's an episode with
120.
Lance and Adam.
Yeah.
Right? Or was Tyler there?
No, it was... Well, I don't know if Tyler's there or not. I don't think so. It was definitely you, me, and Lance.
Yeah, because I don't think we four-seeded it very much.
No. I almost wonder if that was one that got lost somehow. No, because we have the audio.
No,
from
because it was pulled by
Yeah.
a fan to create the intro song.
That is true.
So it's there.
Yeah.
This is the greatest mystery.
It is.
I'll find another DVD or Blu-ray to sign and send out to the person who can find
Well,
this
the problem
thing.
is, like, I skimmed through, like, all of them. I skimmed through a bunch of them.
Okay. You want the
And
Cliff's Notes?
I did... Yeah, but the problem with that is, like, even a fairly long conversation, like, some of those podcasts are really long, so... Even
Adam, you know what the secret of podcasts is?
What?
Is that you can do and say whatever you want in a podcast.
That's true.
Because no one will ever find it.
Well...
No, because seriously, because even if you know, right, you listen to a popular podcast that's years and years and years running.
Yeah.
Even if you remember a funny bit, you're never gonna find it. It's hard. You know what I mean?
It is hard. I mean, we actually have some decent tags.
I try and tag
a lot
as
of
much as I
ours.
can.
So usually I can
Yeah,
have an idea, but
it's interesting though, because even in the future, the hellish dystopian future that we're in right now, we still can't find the tagged episode of that. I don't know.
Some places actually do like transcripts of their.
That is nonsense. Although, is there a way to like turn a speaker towards Google and let it translate?
Yeah, I believe there is.
Transcribe the entire MP3.
I believe there are programs that will do that. Take
Oh,
audio phone,
man.
transcribe them. But
That sounds awesome.
It
Adam,
does.
Adam, homework.
that may be. I think those cost money.
I don't care. Homework. Figure out a way we can get that. Because I want to read excerpts of the Google, like, subtitled version of the show. Actually, no, it's done. I can do it instantly. I don't even know why I've had this thought. Because all I have to do is put the episode up on YouTube, and YouTube's captions do the exact same thing.
Oh, you're right. That's true.
They auto subtitle everything, you know, with hilarious results most of the time. So... But anyway, so why is this happening again, Adam? Who could not have foreseen this?
I didn't foresee it. I mean, the first time it happened, I thought, wow, that's weird.
Yeah. It's been, what, 2 years you've been living here and nothing's happened?
Nothing. Almost
and then
3.
The Comcast guy is like, you know what? Some tall truck knocked this down. Let's put it back up at the exact same height it was at before. Actually, that'll never happen again.
Well, actually, I was looking at it when I'm outside, and I think he actually did clip it higher.
Okay. But it needs to be clipped yet higher.
Well, today, which is when I got it repaired, actually, I was out 2 days this time. 48 hours.
The whole weekend. Yeah. They're like, it's Comcastic.
Oh, God. This pissed me off.
Did they charge? They're not going to charge you for 2 days, right? They're going to prorate your bill?
They told me to call back in after I was...
Yeah, right. Well, deal with the hassle that is our fucking phone
I
service.
will, because I'm cheap, but...
Well, why not? They were out for 2 days.
I was. But that's the thing. Like, we'll wait until you're actually up and running, and then we can tell exactly how long to do that. But, I called in, like, right after it happened. I was actually here and awake when it happened this time. It was like
so you were sitting there watching Your Good Wife.
Friday. No, I was not watching The Good Wife.
On the TV there.
I was actually watching some Giant Bomb.
And RIP!
I thought something crashed in my house again.
Really? So you heard, like, a huge, like, noise?
I heard a loud thump, yeah.
Okay.
And it was on my side of the house because I was sitting in my chair.
In
the corner. And I... looked out the window real quick there, and there was a big truck, and it had slowed down to a stop. And it was
at least
like,
they
what the
stopped.
Fuck? Yeah, and I saw cabling around it, and I was like, fuck.
Why are there large trucks going down your tiny road?
It was a garbage truck. It's
okay.
This Friday morning garbage pickup.
So they just got giant trucks now, I guess?
I talked to the guy, and he said they are 13 feet high.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's higher than normal or not, but...
That seems wrong. There's no way that cable was only 13 feet up.
That is what I thought. But here's the thing. So the guy came today, and he
was like, I'm going to need an electrician. I can't fix it, even though we know exactly what happened.
He seemed to know his stuff.
Okay.
He put the cable back up, and it is now definitely tied to the very peak of my house, like very peak. And he said that what he thought it was the cable across the street. The line there was not very taut; it had like sagged. So he thought it was maybe sagging on that end.
Okay.
So he actually made the line between there and my house so taut they actually kind of pulled the cable to the side. On the other side of the street. So it is taut and it is high.
All right.
So hopefully it won't happen to anything else. He did say...
Comcast. Keep your internet high and tight.
It's right. He's
keep
high and tight for me. But he did say that I may have a small outage because he called in Comcast to put a work order for that poles to actually tighten those. So he said, I didn't leave you any slack. So he said they may have to, rerun yours too when they redo that because it's so tight. Tight like a toiga.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'm good. If it happens again, I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm gonna have to call them and say bury this line or something because
and they'll be like, all right, give us $10,000.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're a homeowner, so...
I would think it would be their responsibility in this town that I'm in the middle of to somehow get my fucking cable to me in a way that isn't constantly destroyed.
Well, you can just say, I'll just switch to DSL.
I don't want to do that.
What?
I don't want to switch to DSL.
Way slower, and you can't use your modem?
Yeah.
It's worse.
It is worse. And switching to Dish...
That's fine. It's better than Comcast. At least you'll be able to use HBO Go on your PS4.
Ugh.
Well, it's true. Anyway,
I guess. I
Well,
mean, I
I'm
don't
not
really watch
saying you
TV
have
anyway.
to.
I use it for HBO. You're right.
you're gonna have to say threat. It's Adam. It's not TV. It's HBO. But come on, don't clump them together.
No, I'm saying the reason I have TV is for HBO.
Oh, okay, yeah. But you don't have TV, Adam. You have HBO.
I do have TV too. Just
Oh,
not very
okay,
much.
but you don't use it.
I don't use it.
Yeah, you only watch HBO, not TV.
Yeah.
Except for The Good Wife, which is on TV.
It's on Hulu.
Oh,
Amazon.
Speaking of Hulu, Adam,
Or Amazon, I think.
you saw my news post.
Did I?
Yeah, because Adam, you're a good podcast host, and you follow the notes that I put up.
I did. Yes. I followed all that.
I see that you've now logged into it live. I can see the cursor.
Options for Hulu Plus. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally saw that you were into that.
Yeah. So there was a rumor coming out of, I guess, a conference call or something that they might be offering a higher tier of ad-free version of the service, Hulu
Yeah.
Plus. It's going to run $12 to $14 was the rumor. And then they actually came out and confirmed that it will be available later this year, I guess.
Oh.
I don't know, but at $12.
I would probably be
Of
up for
which
that.
I said I would pay it instantly $12.
Yeah.
$4 more a month for no ads.
Yeah.
Because when I think about it, Hulu Plus has the best selection right now,
Yeah,
by
it does.
far,
It
because
really
it
does.
costs more. Because it costs the same as Netflix, but has ads.
Right.
So the companies are making more money, and it's owned by ABC, Fox, and NBC, or CBS. I think 3 of the big 4 channels own it. So like all their shows are on there.
Man,
so
that's getting me excited just thinking about it.
Make that ad free. Fuck, man, because South Park moved there. Like all these older shows moved there, and now it's like, great, I gotta watch ads. Or freaking rip DVDs or rent DVDs.
It would
buy
also
episodes.
be nice if they actually had more than fucking 4 episodes of a current season out as well as part of that.
It's kind of weird.
That would be nice to be part of that. I fucking pay you a lot more money now. Please give me.
Yeah, we'll see. But
shit.
anyway, removing the ads would be enough for me to pay $4 more a month.
That is true. Most of the TV I watch now is on Hulu, and it would totally be worth it for me.
Yep, definitely. So that's coming up. I'm looking forward to the Hulu Plus ad-free version. Adam.
Oh yeah.
I gotta grab my notes. Oh, I should write notes so I can make tags so we don't have a lost episode again.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Byte 179. Adam, internet. What else, Adam? What was your week like?
Well, I did see Divergent and Insurgent.
Okay, let me just diverge from my note taking here.
I played a lot of Assassin's Creed because my
Okay.
internet was out.
Fair
and
enough.
I played some Nidhogg with my brother. I got that second controller. Played some Nidhogg with my brother.
So that's a Nidhogg. You want to explain what Nidhogg is?
It is a PS4 game where you are a 8-bit fencer, and
Okay,
you
8-Bit Fencer. It's my new
Stab.
favorite band.
yeah, and you stab somebody and run your way towards the final stage where you're eaten by a ginormous snake of legend,
Yeah, of course. Good. That's the way all great duels.
or worm
Yeah.
of legend, maybe. I don't know, something like that.
It's a weird. It's probably a worm. Like
I think it's a worm, but
WYRM. Worm.
yeah, let's go
wa-
with
wa-
that.
A worm.
And yeah. Oh, well, we also played some. We've been playing some Borderlands 2 because
Oh, you playing without me?
I know, but also we had nothing else to do because there was no internet, and we could play co-op.
Well, I also have played a bunch of that game.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't feel too bad because I saw you had booted it up and played a bit.
I wanted to mess around, so I loaded up Borderlands 2. So the Borderlands
Yeah.
Handsome Collection was on sale last weekend. It was half off. $30 for 2 games.
Deal.
It was a good deal because I like those games. And you can play them couch co-op, and
Yeah.
they're just a good feeling shooter with loot. Anyway, how far did you get?
I think we're level like 12-ish.
Okay, you're ahead of me. I'm 8.
Yeah, if you gotten Sanctuary?
No.
Okay.
I'm doing the quest to get me in there.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, we've gone to Sanctuary and done a couple quests.
We're pretty close. So when I'm able to play again.
What class did you pick?
Yeah. Let me guess. You picked the ninja.
No.
Oh, Adam. Then you picked the class that I picked.
Yeah?
What class did you pick?
I picked...
Wait. Let's do it. 3,
okay.
2, 1. Ready?
Yeah?
3, 2, 1. Necromancer.
Necromancer.
Oh, we're both the same class.
That's cool.
I called it.
My brother's the ninja.
Okay.
So we're going to be... I was between the ninja and the siren.
Uh-huh.
And then I realized that we had all the cool DLC classes and stuff.
That's what I did.
There was another one there that was like... Was it Psycho or something?
Yeah,
there
it's
was
just
DLC
punching.
one? Oh, it's the punching one. Okay.
Yeah, he's like the psychos that you fight.
You know, honestly, that ninja was pretty much a punching one, too. Like, my brother, his melee attack is redonkadonk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
All I want to say is I love the Necromancer.
I do too. I feel a little bit underpowered in my actual
Oh, yeah, you
fighting,
don't do shit with guns.
but I will say Death Trap is a motherfucking player. He destroys shit.
Yeah, I like it, but... Yeah, that class is interesting because the way that the Necromancer works is that you have a summonable death trap. You know, there's claptrap.
Yeah.
This is a death trap that you've like engineered to be like a boss killing machine thing with like blades of doom that's just slicing up everything.
It's got quite the cooldown though.
1 minute cooldown. So basically, the way that the gameplay loop has been for me as a Necromancer is shooting stuff and then not engaging in combat until the 1 minute is up, because like I was on my way to the not Sanctuary, but the place where you get the car to go to Sanctuary very early on in the game, and there's a bunch of those bullywogs or bullymongs, which are the worst thing in the world, and they annihilated me without my death guy. Even with it, they almost annihilated me.
Well, they don't. The thing is, they don't do a lot of damage, but they fucking knock you back so much. It's
Well,
really
and they rush up on you. They get all over you. And as a Necromancer, all of my weapons are long range because I send in the death guy and I sit long range picking everyone off.
That is actually kind of maybe not the best move. I did a little bit of reading on class stuff. Not a ton.
So Adam's done his research.
No, I haven't actually done that much, but I guess the way to go is like with the thing that gives you like anarchy stacks. What it does is it gets rid of your precision, but increases and like makes your magazine smaller, but it increases the damage. And then so you kind of want to make like a spray and pray character, like with SMGs or auto rifles.
I read the opposite. So,
really? Okay.
Yes.
Well, great.
Well, I've heard there's multiple different builds you can do.
Yeah.
I heard that build works, and the build that I'm doing, which is basically buffing Deathbot up like crazy.
Oh yeah.
And then giving yourself super accurate weapons.
That sounds more like the way I would like to play. I wish I'd seen that one because
it was the first guide I saw.
The first guide I saw was like a rage monster one. So,
well, anyway, this one goes. This build that I found goes nothing into rage stacks or any of that stuff.
Okay.
I think the first one you take is the ricochet bullets one, which is cool.
I take that one too to make up for my terrible accuracy.
Yeah. It just goes all the way down that left-hand tree.
Oh, that's like the team player one because that thing it helps you with your allies too. I think.
Yeah. But I mean, but it buffs your death guy too. So
yeah,
it basically makes you more of a I guess in World of Warcraft terms, it's the beast mastery tree. Yeah. With the hunter, it's your companion is buffed, and you're good at buffing you and your companion and other party members.
Right, it's kind of like the support one.
Well, good. Well, that means we can probably play together as a threesome then, because my character will have buffing stuff, and your guy will be the going crazy guy.
I was gonna say I have not had great success though, even with with my version, because my semi-automatic stuff does require me to get kind of closer, and that is not always
very
great.
Squishy as her. I picked that character solely because I loved the way that character looked.
Me too.
She's like awesome, like
all the skins and
girl.
stuff you can pick too.
It's freaking awesome. Like the way the game looks is great. Maybe I'll make another guy though, because I think we'd be very unbalanced.
Maybe.
The way we're built as a party.
That's probably true.
Although it probably doesn't really matter that much in the game because there's no real healing class or tank class, especially with the but with the death guy, if both of us had our death,
whirling, oh my god,
guy, we wouldn't even need to do two at once. We just time it. You know what I mean? Because they last about 30 seconds.
Also, you get I think that tree that you have has actually a nice cooldown, which I was so jelly. I'm jelly.
It lowers the cooldown time.
Yeah,
so
I
you
know.
can keep it up a lot more.
Up to 20% or something. So
so it's like 40 seconds.
Oh my god.
Cooldown. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that tree. I think I'll stick with the Necromancer because I kind of been liking it. Right now, my main weapons are the fire pistol that you get from the first guy because it sets everything on fire. So I usually just kind of plunk at that medium range, and then my long range weapon is, I think, from one of the optional quests. It's the assault rifle that shoots rockets.
Oh, yeah?
And so I use that. And then I also have a shotgun that, when you reload, it makes it a grenade. So I have all sorts of weaponry.
My main right now is a pretty awesome incendiary SMG.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
I've got a nice shotgun to back it up when I get up and close with people, and a rocket launcher for, those times.
I still don't have a rocket launcher yet, but...
The rocket launcher is, I will say, I hadn't even thought about this, but the guy I read suggested it. The best time to use rocket launcher is when you're down for a second wind. You just switch to that, and you can just, pop back up real quick.
I don't have that problem with second wind.
Yeah.
Because my assault rifle works like a rocket launcher.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So, actually, you hit a critical hit, and it does, 300 damage.
I will say there's been a couple times where I've been fucking murdered because of Death Trap, where I was, trying to kill something, and then he comes in and, fucking murders the guy right before I would wind off of him. Which is kind of
He's
annoying.
like, I'll take care of this.
He kill steals me.
You just die.
Yeah.
This is the robot revolution, Adam, in the game. So that's cool. Adam, speaking of the robot revolution, I had an article.
Okay.
And I saw you have another AI type article too.
Probably.
But you don't even know. You don't even know what you put on here, Adam.
I do.
All right. This I want to go into this because there is a robot. This made me look into these robots a lot. So they're called what are the name of these robots? I'm gonna have to go to the YouTube video to get the name of the robot.
Oh, those are the nows.
Now, NAO. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're little bipedal robots, Sony Aibo style, very friendly looking. But supposedly they're crazy modifiable, which is what their whole thing is that you can update the AI yourself, so they're good for schools, I guess is kind of what they sell them as. Put it in your school because you can teach coding and then upload the code directly to the robot, and then it will do the action you programmed, and
that's cool.
All sorts of stuff like that. But anyway, so they put an AI in it. The video is pretty cool. It's really short, so I'll make sure to put a link to this video on the website.
I've seen this, and the video is not super impressive by itself, but the implications of it are pretty impressive.
Correct. So basically what happens is in this video, and I'll describe it, and you can watch it happen, because if you watch the video without reading anything, you'll be like, okay, I don't understand what just happened.
Right.
But the idea is that this is a classic test. It's called the Wise Men Puzzle. It's a self-awareness test. So basically, in the classic test, a hypothetical king calls for the 3 wisest men in the country and puts either a white or blue hat on their heads. You can all see each other's hats, but not their own, so they can't see what's on their head. They're not allowed to talk to each other. The king promises that at least one of them is wearing a blue hat, and the contest is fair, meaning that none of them have access to any information the others don't. Whoever is smart enough to work out which color hat they're wearing, using that limited information, will become the king's new advisor. And the way that the thing is, I guess the trick is that none of them have the hat on, basically. So in the AI version, the robots are given a pill, which is just a tap on the head. 2 of the pills render the robot silent, according to that, and 1 is the placebo. The tester then asks the robot which pill they received. So basically the video plays, and I believe he taps the head of each robot once, so they all have received a pill, basically, and they can't talk to each other, so they don't know, whether or not they can actually talk, and it's not actually anything happened, basically, because it's just a tap on the head.
Yeah.
And so basically, the robot, what does it do? Here it goes. It's silent for a while, and then one of the bots stands up, which is pretty cute, actually, and says, "I don't know." And then, because it said, "I don't know," it quickly changes its mind and puts its hand up saying, "Sorry, I now know. I was able to prove that I was not giving the dumbing pill because I was able to answer your question."
Right.
So basically, it thought through the logic puzzle in its head of, this is the dumbing pill. When I tap you, you can't talk. You can't talk to any of the other robots. And one of them said something, and it's like, oh, because I talked, I obviously don't have it, so I'm the one that got the placebo. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's basically able to figure that out. It's not crazy,
No.
self-awareness wise, but it is kind of an interesting thing for the robot to be able to hear its own voice and understand its own voice and distinctly from other robots, basically, leading to the realization that it was the one. So that's pretty cool, actually. And those little robots, I looked at a bunch of videos on them, seem really cool. They're hella expensive.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah, I looked into it. I was like, oh, that'd be great. Oh, $5,000. All right.
It's kind of funny. I saw this story a while last week, and
Yeah.
I went through like a little mini binge of like just looking at robot videos.
Oh, I
and,
know, right?
Yeah, like checking out, see where we're at.
Checking
stuff
out
like
the
that.
enemy.
I gotta
gonna
say,
kill us?
I was a little disappointed. Like, it's impressive the stuff that we can do now, definitely.
Yeah.
Kind of hoping to be a little bit further, actually, though. Like, Osmo's probably still the best.
It's
around.
hard, man.
I know it's hard. It is hard.
This little robot's actually pretty good walking.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It clips along pretty decently. So
I mean, I guess Osmo can like hop on one foot now, which is kind of
wow. Yeah, it's
but
just
yeah,
Cartman in a box.
I can't wait until.
You just can't wait until the Robo Butler future exists.
Yeah, totally.
Will you have a robot butler, Adam? How much would a robot butler have to cost for you to not get it? Like, what's the maximum amount you pay for a robot butler? And I'm saying,
if I had the money, I would pay a ton for it. But
all right, I'm saying,
given my current constraints,
given your current constraints,
yeah.
All right, but I'm going to tell you because you might want to save up for this because obviously you have
Right.
the ability to save. You just withhold buying games and things. So
Yeah.
Let's say this theoretical Robo Butler,
Sure.
Ro Butler, as I'm going to call him from now on. Ro
yeah.
Butler, okay, we won't go with the cost, but let's go with what it does first. So it's able to clean your house, everything, organize everything for you in a fashion that you basically program. So basically, like, you clean one time, while it's like watching you, and it's like, okay, I will set the house to this state at all times. Also cooks with recipes you just find on the internet, basically.
Sure.
You give it ingredients, it cooks you dinner. All right? So it cleans and cooks, Adam.
Yeah.
Doesn't do laundry in your house, unfortunately, from the way that your house is set up. Because you don't have working laundry facilities.
Okay.
But too bad. But regardless of all of that, it can put all of your dirty clothes into a hamper for you. Which is nice. You just throw them on the floor, it'll pick them up. All right, Adam, this robot costs $2,000.
Yeah.
Would you buy it? Save up. Think of oh man,
I don't
in
know
a
if I'd
heart-
go 2,000.
in a heartbeat, I would save up.
I
for
would.
that.
I don't think I could ever save up $2,000.
Because if I could just, yeah, you could easily.
No.
That's not that much money.
You could. I don't think I could.
Adam, you make more money than I do.
I know. I'm not good at saving it though.
You just need to work more on your saving skills. No, it's not too hard, actually. You can actually set up banks to... you could just set your bank to do an auto deposit to savings of just like $50 a month, which isn't very much. And then you'll never see it. And then, a year later, you have a bunch of money.
That's why I'd have to do it. But even so, $50 a month would take me.
Well, even if you can do that $10 a month, just something. You know what I mean?
Well, I know, but I'm saying It would be what, 6? It would still take me like 3.5 years to get there at $50 a month.
And they'd probably get cheaper by then. But I'm just saying, something to work for. But anyway, I would totally pay for that because I can imagine the amount of extra time that I would have never having to clean.
Oh, I know, right?
I mean, I probably spend...
I mean, I have that time now because I don't clean. But if I could live in a clean place and not have to do it, it'd be amazing.
Well, I do clean probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours a week. Because, I mean, we're talking this guy is going to do the cat litter for me.
Yeah.
He's going to feed the cats. The cat litter takes time. It's not going to take out the garbage. It can't leave the house, basically. So, for mine, it would be able to do my laundry, because my new apartment will have laundry in the apartment, so that's good. But, no, it can't leave. So the garbage will fill, and then it'll be like, hey, take the garbage out, you fucking ingrate.
Yeah.
I'm going to set up with that voice, too. I would totally get a robot like that. I want a Roomba, for God's sakes. Those seem awesome. Like, just fun to dick around with. And I think the cats would go crazy.
Yeah.
So I welcome the robot future. Although, I mean, self-driving cars is probably closer than we could ever imagine.
Oh, closer than Robo Butlers for sure.
Yeah, because I think self-driving cars, I mean, I've heard people estimate like 2025, like 10 years from now, there's going to be more than just, the one Mountain View, California, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be...
There's already others being tested and stuff.
It's going to be widespread by then, basically.
Yeah.
God, that'll be the best. And it's gonna do... When you think about like wide scale, country-wide city planning, basically, Adam, you think about it, like robot cars are terrible for the environment because they're going to make people move out into the country. And it's because commutes won't suck anymore, basically, or at least suck a lot less. It's going to cause more congestion, although they'll be better equipped to deal with the congestion.
You think?
Yeah, for sure. You got to think like big scale here. You got to think, if you can live 20 minutes away, but that 20 minutes can be sitting in your car, drinking a coffee, and reading the paper, it's not really a big deal. Then, you know what I mean? Like,
I guess I still won't really be in a car for 20 minutes.
But I mean, imagine your car has, in the 10 years from now, 5G or 6G or whatever exists is going to be great and cheaper.
I'm streaming Netflix.
So you're streaming Netflix while you're driving. It's just wake up, you got your tablet, reading news articles, sipping,
brushing my teeth in the car,
brushing
my hair.
Yeah, exactly. And so then it's like, well, why would I want to live in the city where it's more expensive when I could live out here and the hour I spend in the car is 2 episodes of some sitcom that I can watch. You know what I mean? It's not really that big of a deal then. But it's kind of endemic of the problem with the United States in the way that our infrastructure is set up with our highway system is the U.S. is so geologically separated compared to every other, or geographically, separated compared to every other country, because it's like, it's funny because you'll watch like, people in Europe talking about how like, you can bike to work, and then all these cities are set up with biking in mind. It's like, yeah, because those cities were built back when people had to walk everywhere in those old cities. So they're built to be, much more vertical and squished together than the way cities in the U.S. are. Like if you look at Madison, downtown biking would be great, but you get on the west side, the east side of Madison, or any larger city, when you get in the burbs area, everything's just spread out. It's 5 miles to anywhere, which on a bike is probably the limit of what you'd want in a daily commute is 5 miles, because I mean that's going to take you don't want your commute to take more than a half hour, basically. That's kind of the magic number. And so like the way the U.S. is going, if we go driverless cars, we didn't fix anything. It's still everyone's on the road, using cars and not doing some sort of communal transportation. Public transportation is really what I think needs to be the key.
Well, yeah, but the problem is there's not a whole lot of options for that right now.
No, and there's no political movement to build infrastructure. So
No, there's not.
there's really, and the gas is so cheap now that
Right.
there's really no way around it. Basically, it's just so cheap to be the way we are now. But I think it'll change. I know that Texas is building that high-speed rail between, is it Houston and Austin? It's two of the major cities in Texas.
Yeah.
But they're using the Japanese high-speed rail.
Oh, yeah.
The crazy duck train that goes 200 miles an hour. That's what they want to build.
I've heard Austin is an awesome town.
Yeah. No state tax in Texas as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Where is this gonna go? Business Insider article does not mention the two cities. Dallas to Houston, that's it. Let's see here. We've got Texas Central Railway. We've got no Texas High-Speed Rail Incorporated is the thing that exists. It's we basically want to stop innovation.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
What would the reasonly be?
I have no idea.
It doesn't give a reason on this.
Well, I mean, the same reason that Scott Walker decided not to
oh, they got their own fancy website here.
make a train
Uh,
route from us to Chicago.
Shop to stop, Dallas to Houston, HSR. Want to get between two cities quickly? Fuck that. Like, why? They've talked about how millions of people take this 2-hour drive all the time, or however long it is. And it would basically make, or however, maybe 3 or 4 hour drive it is between these two huge cities, make it, like a 1 hour trip. Like make it feasible to live in one and work in the other.
Right.
Which is insane. And I don't know what the reasoning is. There was nothing on that website, and I'm not going to look through it, that makes any sense to me. Because I have always been, from the beginning of this podcast, Adam, a huge proponent of trains.
I love trains, too.
I fucking love trains.
Yeah, they're cool.
And trains make sense on a geographically separated state. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like they're the most efficient way to travel long distances. Because there's no traffic, they can go fast, and they don't have to stop, especially if they're built with speed in mind. Not old railways that aren't built over roads. Like, I was in the Wisconsin Dells earlier this weekend, which is why I couldn't record last night, but Adam couldn't anyway because his internet was out. But
Yeah.
we were parking our car, and then just above us, there's a fucking train booking it like 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it had its own, above the road, train track. And I was like, that's how it fucking goes, man. Don't even have to slow down in town. It's way faster than taking a semi. But because there's no infrastructure, it's more expensive. You know what I mean? It's kind of shitty. Catch-22. But anyway, roads suck. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not a city planner. I'm not a politician. But it doesn't make any sense because roads cost a lot to maintain.
Yeah.
And having giant semis crushing them constantly, I'm sure makes them last a lot less. So we could easily lower the amount of semis on the road. Bad put people out of business though, but whatever. Become an Uber driver.
Yeah.
There's the future.
That's
Lyft and Uber.
That's here in town now, too.
Really? Why?
I don't know.
There's 3 people that want to Lyft.
Yeah.
I know. Madison's got Lyft and Uber too. I was tempted to maybe see if I could sign up to do that in my spare time.
Yeah, I know, right? It just seems
It's
like
fucking
an easy
extra
way to...
cash, man.
Yeah, right?
It's not really that hard.
No.
You just have to have a car that meets the requirements and keep it clean.
Yeah.
And which, if you're getting paid, it would not be too difficult to do. You know what
Right.
I mean? That seems fun, though. I don't know. Because you basically just are a contractor. You just work your own hours. You're like, all right, I'm on the clock. Give me a call. Give me a thing, and I'll show up at a place and give a cab ride. Yeah, I always thought Lance would make a good cab driver. You know what I mean? I'm surprised he hasn't taken that job.
That's
route.
true. Like,
As a delivery driver already.
yeah,
I feel like he has an intimate knowledge of roads.
he does.
He's good at talking with people.
Right.
I don't know.
He might not be so well at dealing with, like, drunk people or...
You do. That is the problem with cabs, especially in
Yeah.
Wisconsin. You're dealing with people.
Like, I can see him being not giving a shit about...
Etiquette.
Yeah, with people who are, like, drunk or, like, throwing up in his car. Or,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Well, they have a deal. You throw up in the car, there's usually a set price.
Yeah.
You have to pay to get it cleaned, and
Right. Still, it'd be...
I think you get like pay $50 or something like that.
I doubt he would...
Yeah,
he would be a fan of that.
you doubt it?
I do.
It's such a genius thing though, because like cab companies bemoan it, but
Right.
it's so much better than cabs because it cuts out the dispatch and the middleman.
Well, yeah.
You literally just say, "I need a ride," and then someone comes and picks you up.
Exactly.
Versus having to call a cab service, tell them what time to be at your house, them getting there late, not competing with other drivers for your fare,
Right.
So, yeah. I don't know. I think that's the future of cabs, though. It's also the future of people getting murdered.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Although,
like,
to tell the truth, though, there's so much information given on both ends of that, you're not going to get away with it.
yeah, it'd be difficult. It's like an episode of Sherlock, the very first one.
Yeah.
The cab, yeah, but he wasn't an Uber driver. He was a regular ass cab driver,
Exactly.
murdering people, making them do some weird game.
But see, there's like no actual...
It's no murder.
He just picked people up. Like, he
Yeah.
didn't actually... There's no dispatch involved. He picked them right off the street.
That's true. Yeah, he was just a guy in a cab,
Right.
but not an actual cabbie.
For Uber and Lyft, you actually have to submit information like credit payment and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true. And you have to be like on their approved driver list so you can get the.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably safer actually than just some random ass cab.
Yeah, if you're hailing a cab, sure. It's probably safer than that.
Yep. Adam, you talked about the games you played, right?
Nidhogg, yeah. Also Assassin's Creed. By the way, I have cleared everything in Assassin's Creed aside from the main storyline, except for
Jesus.
the legendary ships, and like the modern day stuff, because you have to do that like along with the story. So
Yeah.
I've gotten everything. Well, there's a couple buried treasures I think I haven't found yet, but yeah,
All right.
it's nuts.
I played a few games.
Yeah, well,
Played a lot more Rocket League, of course. The Handsome Collection, Borderlands 2. And you played 2, right? Not pre-sequel?
Yeah, too.
Okay. I don't know why I chose to start with 2. Obviously, we both had the same logic in our minds when we
Right.
did it. Well, let's go with the older game first.
I also heard that pre-sequel was not as good.
I heard varying degrees on that.
I guess it's like an oxygen type thing, though. Like,
No, not all the time.
I guess.
I just heard it's neat because it's kind of like takes place on the moon,
Uh-huh.
but the moon's like,
Pandora.
but the moon's like Australia.
Right.
So it's a lot of hicks and stuff. It seems kind of fun. And it's only when you're outside traversing, I guess, is when the oxygen mechanic
Well,
is.
at least in previous games, that's been most of the game, though.
I think the way this is built is it's a lot of indoor stuff, like
Okay.
complexes, and then it's
That's
a mix.
probably fine then. I don't know. I just heard that the movement was weird and that the oxygen thing was kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. But
I don't know. I'll play it. I'll have to see. But I really want to
Yeah.
play 2 first.
Yes.
Just because I want to play that one because I heard that one's pretty good.
I'd
and
really like to finish that first one at some point. But
I mean, I guess I have a way because I bought it on Xbox, and my Xbox doesn't read discs very well anymore, but it does play games that I downloaded, and I bought Borderlands
download?
off the store. So yeah, it was $20. Or I'm sure you have it on PC. I'm sure, right?
I don't know how I have it, actually. I think I do have it on on PC, but I think
I have it on PC too. I mean, I'm sure it was part of some sale where it was like $3 in some summer sale, and I bought it on Steam.
That would probably be more amenable to Although we've gotten really far in the Xbox 360 version.
I'm not going to do that one ever.
I know, right?
You know why? Because it would mean signing up for Xbox Live.
That's true.
I'm not going to do that.
I know.
Not just to play one game.
I know.
It might be better to get a fresh start anyway.
Yeah.
Even though I've played the start of that game like 4 times.
I know, right?
God damn it. But I played a game.
Okay. What's that?
Phone game.
Uh-huh.
Called Lifeline. Have you heard of Lifeline?
Oh, is that the one where you kind of like try to coach people like through, like you're seeing cameras and you're trying to coach somebody?
No,
like, through,
that was a PlayStation game.
Oh.
No, Lifeline.
Was it called Lifeline?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. But Lifeline is a phone game. It was originally one of the first Apple Watch compatible games.
Oh, okay.
So this was like kind of a big thing on Apple Watch, but it also came out on Android like a month ago. So not too far after the Apple Watch launch anyway. And the game is really interesting. It's kind of a choose your own adventure interactive story. It's all text, right? It's 99 cents. I highly recommend buying it because it is fun.
It's fine just for like regular iOS as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah. It doesn't. It just was able to display on the watch.
Oh right.
Because basically the idea is that you see the text, you read the notifications. It's basically you're getting text notifications.
Oh.
And you then can respond to them with an A or B choice, which would work on the iPhone or the Apple Watch face,
Right.
the touchscreen, because it was big enough to show the 2 options. Usually, so basically, you get a notification, like comm message, from someone who has crash landed on an alien planet, and you're like their lifeline, basically. So they like text you in real time, basically. So the way the game plays out over 3 or 4 days. Depending on how often you check it, really. But, like, she'll say, I'm going to sleep. And she goes to sleep for 6 hours. You don't get any texts. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then it wakes up, and you get texts. And it's like, all right, what should I do? Like, where am I going? Like, what? I think I'm going to do this today. Does that sound like a good idea? Yes, no. And basically you're trying to figure out how to survive on this, this crash landing on this planet.
Yeah.
And, it's really cool, actually. And... I guess I played through the whole thing, and I won the first time. I read a review on Touch Arcade that was quite scathing of the game. I thought was really unfair. I would give this game probably a 4 out of 5, if not a 5 out of 5, just because of how unique it is.
Yeah.
Because, they're like, I wish you could have just sped through the game. And I was like, well, that
defeats
removes
the
the entire point of the game, is the immersion of the idea that your cell phone is getting texts from space.
I mean, it's like an ARG type thing.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And that's kind of the whole point. You can, and I guess this must not have been the version that he reviewed, but after you beat the game, there's a turbo mode that speeds through all of the breaks, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And so you can just play through the whole game in one sitting, which would be probably like an hour, maybe a half hour, because it's just, text that pops up. And if you sped through all of it, having read some of it, you'd be able to beat it quick, but... it's really interesting. I beat it the first time, and I read, and apparently he died at one point, and if you don't beat it and you die, I guess you have to go through the slow speed again.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm like, all right, well, how you could ever fail this, I do not know. And he was like, admittedly, he said like, oh, I pushed her to do this thing that I thought was a bad idea, and she was like, well, probably a bad idea, but I told her to do it anyway, and she died. And I was like, yeah. Duh. Like, what are you doing? Like, you gotta play it like, a real thing. You're like, oh, maybe you should go do this. She's like, I don't know. Like, seeing it up close, it looks a lot steeper than I thought it was. And you're like, all right, well, maybe we should go back. You know what I mean? It's that sunk cost fallacy. You know what I mean? Like, if she's trudging, along this cliff face that she's like, it's dangerous, but I keep going if I need to, and I'm getting tired. And it's like, no, you don't have to do it all. Let's just pause.
Yeah.
Because survival is key here, not... pushing your boundaries. That was really cool, and the ending was really neat. It has kind of a little twist at the end, and she got, you can get rescued, so...
Okay.
I guess going in, I didn't know how it could end, but apparently there's lots of dead ends where she dies, so be careful. But I never really knew what to do. There's one mechanic I wish was more in the game. So early on, she texts you and is like, "Hey, it's cold on this planet. I guess it's breathable air, right? Mm-hmm. It's cold on the planet." And she's like, I could stay in the cold and try and cover myself up in this like half broken ship, or I could go next to the engine, which is still warm from overnight.
Yeah.
You know, from the crash landing, it's still warm, and I could probably stay warm near that. Mm-hmm. But the suit says it's going to give me a dose of radiation, 150 rads overnight. Yeah. Is that dangerous or not? I don't know. And so I Googled the radiation dosage, and I was like, all right, what's dangerous? And I was like...
Yeah, 150 is too many.
No, it's not.
It's not?
You're incorrect, Adam.
I thought it was too many.
200 is the health. 150 is bad for your health.
Oh, okay.
But it isn't going to kill you.
I see.
It may cause you to get flu-like symptoms and things.
Yeah, but at that point, just because it doesn't kill you doesn't mean that's a great idea. I think.
Adam, it's survival. Freeze to death, or maybe get a little nausea.
Well, yeah, nausea and then like cancer in 3 weeks.
No, that's not 150, Adam. 150 over 8 hours is not going to give you cancer.
Maybe
200 is the limit of healthiness.
Okay.
Anyway, well, I survived, and I know what I chose.
Fair enough.
Your person would freeze to death in the first night.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
She'd
yeah.
live a long life of cancer-free.
There are no long-term health effects until you get to 200.
So you say.
Anyway.
I don't know what the ambient radiation is around there.
The suit tells you will get this much if you stay there.
Well,
so I'm sure it's taking into effect the ambient radiation.
Maybe.
No, it is.
Probably.
It's the game tells you, Adam.
Fine.
I know you can argue with me, but you haven't played the game.
That's true.
And the information I was given was what I made the decision on.
Still, that's a really cool mechanic where you actually have to like.
Yeah, but that's the only time in the entire game that comes up.
Really?
Huh. Yeah.
That's
kind of.
I
was like, oh man, like that would have been really cool, and maybe they'll do it more in the future because I kind of felt like just some rube that somehow got fucking ham radio signal crossed with the, like in Gravity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
At the end when she's talking to that Chinese family, just through some ham radio thing, and it's like, you got this fucking crazy, I'm sure, national news event thing happening up in space, and some weird backwater family gets it on their like ham radio that their uncle has, and it's like, you intercepted it and you can help, and it's really cool. And
so yeah, this looks like it's $2 in the iPhone store at least.
Okay,
say it's worth it.
I mean, if you like it, I don't know how to describe it. I loved it.
Yeah,
interactive game. My hint I'm going to tell you right now.
Mm-hmm.
It says notifications. You can do them clustered or non-clustered.
Yeah.
So you can receive them like texts.
Uh-huh.
Or you can receive them like, hey, I'm going to... just like, hey, you've got new notifications. Will pop up when new ones happen. Do the clustered together one. Don't do the all of them.
Yeah.
Because you'll just get 100 notifications, because she'll say like 12 lines at a time.
Oh, and it'll be notifications.
All in a row, and within like 2 minutes. And I was like, why would this be multiple notifications anyway? I guess if you're on the watch, you know what I mean? I guess on the phone, it's just like, hey, I need to check, and I read, the paragraph of text. I'm like, okay, do this. This is what my recommendation is. Yeah. I would highly recommend it. I guess it was $2 maybe. I don't know how much I paid. It was $1 or $2.
Here's my thing too. So my schedule is way off what other people's are. Is this based on like time where it'd be like?
Absolutely not. There's no time-based decisions in the game.
I mean, she's like going to sleep. I assume probably like 8 or 9 or 10 at night.
No, it depends on when you start the game.
Okay.
I started the game at like 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And I just was like, I got to go to bed, and I sat. It just sat until, and then she went to sleep in the middle of the day. I think, honestly, the timing doesn't matter.
All right, cool.
Because the timing is just there, and she'll sit there waiting for infinitely until you prompt the next thing, basically.
That's cool.
So, but if you're checking it constantly, it does feel like it's real time, and it's really cool. And she doesn't sleep for a full 8 hours, so I don't know. I would say yes. It's really unique, and I could tell it worked because it had me just wanting to see what's next. It's like, okay, give me a minute while I go check this room. And you're like, what's going on? Like, are you finding the part that you were looking for? Like, I want updates, and you'll get the text. And you're like, oh, thank God, Like, I don't know. It's really cool, actually. The time mechanic really adds tension that feels real. Like you're actually, assisting someone. As someone who's done tech support, like assisting someone in real time seemed really cool.
Yeah.
So, highly recommend that game. It's like $1 or $2, so maybe it was on sale because it was in the first week and I got it. But I would definitely recommend Lifeline the game. Boy, we've talked about a lot of shit, Adam.
We have.
Adam, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Adam, why do we need a Bushido Blade sequel? I see you put an article up here.
Yeah, because we do. The Bushido Blade.
Article written by a good friend of the podcast.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons I grabbed it.
Well, he's right.
I agree.
It's a great game.
I'm trying to actually pull up my link here, but I'm having trouble.
Oh, I have it.
Yeah. Then maybe you should tell me why we need new Bushido Blade.
All right.
I basically grabbed this one because...
you played this more than I did. I didn't really play Bushido Blade very much.
I grabbed this because Bushido Blade is a game that is... Actually, I should say Bushido Blade 2. I played Bushido Blade 2. I haven't actually played Bushido Blade. I don't think I've ever played Bushido Blade 1.
The very first one.
Right.
But it's very similar in mechanics. It's just slightly different.
But this was a game that I loved on PlayStation 1 that I would play with all the time with all my friends. In fact, like, even... Not recently, but, like, long after PS2 was a thing and, I don't know, maybe even PS3 was out, like, I'd pull it out and me and my brother would play it. You and I have played it before.
Yeah.
At certain junctures.
Yep.
It's a kind of game you just don't really see anymore.
Well, describe what the game is. For those
Okay, so Bushido Blade is a fighting... It's an arena kind of fighting game. 3D.
Except for the best map is the 2D one.
I agree, disagree.
What? I absolutely love the rooftop map.
It's cool. I prefer some verticality.
All right.
So you can run around. You can free run.
Yeah.
You have different characters. Each character has like their own kind of special moves, but it's kind of interesting because they also have a set of the same moves because you pick your character and you pick the weapon. And each weapon has its own set of moves as well. And certain characters can do special moves with certain weapons. It's kind of actually really complicated. But it's a game where it's extremely lethal to where the first move in any given match can murder somebody outright.
Correct.
It's one of those things
built
that's...
like real sword combat.
Yeah. I mean...
One good stab and they're dead.
Exactly. As close as you're going to get.
Yeah.
You could also... Impressive for a PS1 game. It also modeled things like hitting somebody's leg with like a, kind of a... Not a direct hit that would kill somebody, but like they would limp or even crawl if they knocked both of them out.
Yeah. But you could still win a fight.
Yeah, totally. You could totally still win a fight. And you could roll around on the ground and stuff like that. And you could... There were secondary weapons that you could like throw.
There were
you
sword
could, like,
throws.
Yeah. You could like have like a katana and a wakizashi both at the same time. You could throw the wakizashi. You could like throw shurikens and shit. Or you could like, have your arm injured so you could only have your main arm. Yeah. And you couldn't do the secondary stuff if that was injured. Mm-hmm. You could run, you could jump, you could do like running dives.
Running and jumping, a new feature.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for a fighting game, that's kind of...
Well, you can jump in most of them.
For a PS1 one, like a lot of 3D fighters in PS1, you could like go forward and backward into the field, but you couldn't necessarily free run.
Yeah,
but this one has verticality. You can climb up ledges and shit. You can like jump off ledges and do like down swipes and all kinds of fucking crazy moves. Well, it had stuff like trees, like a bamboo forest that you could like swing your sword sideways, and like cut through bamboo trees. Yeah, it was just super badass.
Yeah, it kind of felt like you were playing a samurai movie.
Exactly. Yeah,
Like a
it had that
duel.
samurai movie feel.
It really felt like a duel.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's interesting is that games, I think, have especially indie games, have kind of wrapped around and been doing this type of thing. Like you said, you play a lot of Nidhogg.
yeah, it's very similar to Nidhogg. Well, I mean,
Nidhogg owes a lot of its heritage to
yes,
games like this
Nidhogg
game.
is almost like a spiritual kind of.
Yeah.
I don't want to say necessarily a sequel, but like a successor.
But you
to
can
that
tell
type
the
of
people that
gameplay.
made Nidhogg obviously like, Bushido Blade 2.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
There's some very big similarities there.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like a roguelike of fighters, kind of. But yeah, it's and weirdly, there just has not been any sequels. Although I'm pretty sure most of them were well liked. It didn't really make a lot of sense to me why we didn't see more of those. I think kind of Kengo was maybe made by the same company, or
Correct. Yeah.
kind of made as kind of fill that area. But
Oh, I
I
remember.
think I played one of the Kengo games and it was just really crappy.
Oh yeah, we bought Kengo because of this,
right.
and we played it, and we were like, "This
It's garbage.
is terrible." Like it's really slow. Like Kengo is way into stances and motions and
Yeah.
slow duel, and not running around. It was more of like, let's do a duel in a room.
Yeah.
Kengo.
You could do that with Bushido Blade 2 as well. Like there were stances for that as well, but like there was a low, medium, high.
But it
for
wasn't the
that.
focus. The
No.
focus was kind of having this, just all of these options at your disposal.
I mean, there were even characters that had guns in Bushido Blade 2 that you could like fire and shit. There were so many hidden characters. Oh, so great. And they were all really weird.
Yeah.
One of them threw a frog, like a secondary thing. It's like a
That
pet.
sounds. That's like, who throws a frog?
I know, right?
Who throws a frog?
There's a guy called Highwayman.
That's just his name.
Yeah, he was just.
Man, I love the highway.
It had lots of cool
Fuck
characters.
those high-speed rails. That's his
Totally.
battle call.
But
He's all about highways.
so, despite not being able to read much of the article to you or describe it anyway, yeah, it was by somebody.
Good
by
job,
a fan,
Adam.
fan of the podcast. I wanted to shout out there and also say much love to Bushido Blade 2.
That's
It's,
right. Gotta show the love.
It does need a sequel. It needs a modern day. We need Bushido Blade 3, and for it to be.
I'm surprised they haven't even put it out as like a HD remake. I mean, fucking put $10, slap it on the
Yeah.
PlayStation Store. I mean, Square be printing. Not really. I don't think it would really blow
No,
up.
it must not have done as good as I would have thought. But
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people talk fondly about it.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those, if you played it, you remember it fondly games.
I don't know if you watched. Did you watch this most recent UPF?
Yeah, that's a term people that listen to this podcast would know.
Well, nobody's probably gonna know.
You're talking about Power Stone.
Unprofessional Fridays. I'm talking vague. I'm actually talking about Distrega, which they mentioned while talking about Power Stone.
So you're talking about a show on another website, a competitive website.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm just
there's a lot of
saying.
competition.
I'm just saying. That's just if you have to think of it that way.
Uh-huh.
A competitor's website show that's a subscriber-only show.
Yes.
Not even a game they played on it, but a game they mentioned on it. They
While
also
playing-
mentioned Air Guys as well.
Yeah, I haven't played that one, although I kind of wanted to.
Air Guys. It's another Square fighting joint,
But
right? Yeah.
yeah, that was definitely Square and something. I don't know.
But what's Distrega, Adam?
It was one where I actually don't want to get too far into Distrega, but it was kind of a similar,
All right, yep.
it was kind of a similar type thing where I have it on PS1, and it's one of those games that is great. The single player was terrible,
Yeah.
but it was one of those fun games to play with another person. Basically, you had these weird powers. Everybody had different kinds of powers. It's weird because the different kinds of powers didn't really have a whole lot of effect on anything. They were just different visual effects, basically. Mm-hmm. Everybody had like a spread attack, a fast attack, and a power attack, and you could charge each attack up with up to 3.
Okay.
So you could do like fast to do a really fast attack, or spread to do like a really wide attack or power.
You know, that's how I go.
Or you can mix them up. You could be like,
spread.
yeah, or you could mix them up like speed, power, and do like a kind of powerful speedy attack or whatever. And your ultimate was like speed, power,
So
spread.
the power is on the bottom of the stack, below the speed.
No, it's what it's like is
You want the power on the bottom.
it doesn't matter where you put the power.
I don't know. I heard the bottom generates the power.
You're saying you want a power bottom.
That's right.
Okay.
It took you a while to catch on. We got there.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
I mean, outside close combat, and there was like crazy like magic shields, and you could like a sprinting magic shield run thing.
What you're saying is that these 3D free roam fighters don't really exist.
Well, they're
Like
kind of coming back
Naruto?
a bit, but yes.
Dragon Ball Z games. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say Japanese in general. Like they have that new something like Shonen Jump versus whatever.
Oh, that looked awful.
Kinda, yeah. But yeah, I miss these arena fighter or like 3D free roam arcadey type fighting games. I want to see more of them. And like I said, the Strago as a game, kind of in general, was garbage, but it was a lot of fun to play.
Had good
against
parts.
people with. Yeah, it definitely was. It was a good 2-player dueling type game.
Yeah, man,
miss
I
that.
remember. I don't really play fighting games. I've never really liked fighting games that much.
You know, I'm not really much for them either, but
Certain ones.
yeah, I mean, the
Get
thing
you.
about the and Nidhogg too is that you're going to die a billion times, and
There's nothing really super complicated to memorize.
yeah,
There's no button combos. It's just...
there's definitely some skill involved, but
But it's all technique.
Right.
It's not memorization.
and also you're going to fuck up and you're going to die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I mean,
It's
it's
quick
one of those
deaths.
things where you can play for a long time with a friend, and maybe someone's a little bit better than the other, but in the end, it's going to be kind of a wash where it's like, that was just a lot of fun. I won a bunch, you won a bunch, you know, whatever. Nidhogg's
Everybody
the same way,
died.
pretty much.
Or in the terms of Naruto Ultimate Shippuden Battle, I won one match, and that's what I hang my hat on.
Yeah,
I got you once.
that's true. Well, I love that game. You got me more than once, I think.
Okay, but having not played the game very much.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the nice thing about games like Nidhogg. It's like even if you haven't played a lot, you kind of get the idea quickly.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you can still perform skillful moves. you
Yes,
know,
without,
and
like,
still
having to-
feel
Right.
like you're doing well, even if you're not, winning every game.
And you don't need long button combinations to memorize to
Exactly.
do crazy bullshit.
We used to play. Man,
Smash is like that, too. I like
we used to play Smash Brothers a
Yeah.
lot, you and me. Mm-hmm. Another game, Adam.
Yeah.
You remember a little ditty called Gundam Battle Assault 2?
Oh my god, that was more of a fighting game.
We played so much of that game.
We did play a lot of it though.
I don't even know why I bought that game.
I don't know.
That's because I like Gundams
Yeah.
when I was in high school, and Gundam Battle Assault 2 was a 2D fighter,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to look up images of this game. But it looked gorgeous,
It did, yeah.
because it's all 2D animated. It has like all the Gundams from all the like different like genre of Gundam, basically.
Yeah.
It's got all the classics fighting each other. It had once you'd beaten the game, you could unlock a lot of the boss characters.
Yeah.
And it would be like, okay, you can't play as the guy that takes up half the screen, but you
does the
could select it.
Choke on it move all the time.
Well, yeah, that was the signature patented choke on it move. I don't even remember what character could do that.
Neither do I.
Man, this is like why I wish when I was a kid we had the ability to record games and stuff
Yeah,
for
yeah.
posterity, because I could totally like look back and be like, oh shit, it was this character. You do this button combination. I think it was like a rising slash that probably, or a downward slash that took up probably about a third to a quarter of the screen. So you had to get, you couldn't be too close, but you had to just be at the right distance. And if you hit it, it was pretty easy to hit. It would do like kind of a juggle animation that would do a massive amount of damage that you just had to like time, and I got really good at getting the distance time.
Yeah.
And so every once in a while, it would just be choke on it. I would yell, and you would choke on my sword.
Yeah, pretty much.
God, that game is fun. I really wish I still had it. I'm sure there's a copy somewhere, but I played so much of that game with you and my brother, just sitting in the bedroom on the PS1, yelling our lungs out at each other, doing stupid moves, cheating, taking the cheating guy, and like being like
that, and those stupid Dragon Ball games like for Nintendo and Super Nintendo.
That's correct. We played a lot of those on emulator. A lot of the Dragon Ball, Budokai, Super Budokai 3.
Super Go Tanks, Unending Reign of Fire.
It was Hyper Dimensions.
Yeah, Hyper Dimensions. That was that one.
Super Nintendo one.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. They're all good. I think I liked... I don't know why I like Budokai 3 more. Not Hyper Dimensions.
Budokai 3 had all the... It had like refined... not Budokai. I played Budokai. Budoden. Yeah, Super Budoden or whatever.
Yeah.
It had all the refinements of Budoden 1 and 2, and it was like the best version of that type of game. Hyper Dimensions is a little bit different overall, but it looked a lot better because it was Super NES, and it was... it had cool like 3D-ish moves where you'd like duck into the background and dodge or like knock people.
I think the reason why I liked Budoden 3 versus Hyper Dimensions.
Yeah. Was it because Turbo was allowed?
No. Yeah, I mean, I would use that to exploit you, but I think the reason why I liked it is because it looked more like the show, I guess.
Yeah.
The art style was much more like the show, whereas I think Hyper Dimensions was a little bit more Super Nintendo spritey, a little grungy looking.
Yeah, I like that look, though.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. They're both
right.
great games, though. We'd switch between them, and be like, all right, we'll play this. I think I liked, one of the cool things about Budoden would be you do split screen, basically. Because you'd be, doing combat, and then someone will jump up in the air, as Dragon Ball Z fighters are wont to do.
Yeah.
And be flying up in the air, and while one person's standing on the ground, someone's up in the air, and it would kind of do a dynamic split screen when you get away from each other.
It was really good at that, especially for such a early game.
And so you could, one person be in the air and do, crazy spirit bomb move on the other guy who's on the ground, and I don't know. And then you'd have a power battle that I would use the turbo button for, and Adam would lose.
The worst part is I didn't know what the fuck was happening.
Oh my god, it was the best.
Way longer than I should have.
There was a period of... it was probably just one day, but there was one day when we were doing this, and I was like, we gotta play Budoden. I set up the controllers, and Adam was out of the room getting something to drink or something, and I set up the controllers, and I had the one with the turbo button, and I had set it to like the B, which I knew was the power battle, because you basically would, both shoot your energy beam at each other, and it would just be a jam on the B button, and whoever could jam on the B button enough, would win the battle. And I would just hit the turbo button on the controller, and it would just like instantly win the battle in like half a second, and I'd be like, oh my god, what happened? I was like, man, I'm just good at pressing B, man. Like, what is it? Like, I'm not doing anything.
The funny thing is, like, you weren't even like, I know. It wasn't even like the
I was just
serious
like, something wrong with the game?
pressing.
I was like, something's wrong with the game. Like, I don't think it should go that fast. I was like, I don't know. I mean, I just maybe I hit it really, earlier than you, faster or something, or and it was and for a while I had Adam going there.
Yeah,
but that's how that's the way fighting games are, though. You know what I mean? That's the classic thing of being in those old games with the person with their Mad Catz X controller with the turbo button. We're like, don't use that in the game, man. We're like, no, I won't. And of course they do, because why not? It's an advantage. I need to watch the Dragon Ball Z Super.
Yeah, we haven't
talked
started
about
yet.
It has. There's already like 2 episodes out.
No way, really?
2 or 3. Yeah,
Sure.
Adam, come on. You're way more into Dragon Ball Z than me, and you don't even know this stuff.
Am I?
I think so.
Yeah.
You've played the games. I own 0 Dragon Ball games.
I
You imported Dragon Ball GT for the PlayStation.
That's different. I loved that when it was
That game was so shit.
I know.
Okay, so the Dragon Ball GT PlayStation game, how would you describe the characters you play as? Cardboard cutouts?
That's pretty generous, actually.
Yeah.
They're wireframe fucking monstrosities. That's
Yeah.
what they are.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at pictures of this. They weren't polygonal, right?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, for some reason I thought they were like weird 2D sprites on a polygonal background.
No, they look terrible. They're fully 3D.
Okay.
But yeah, actually the blasts look kind of cool. I mean,
Yeah, because 3D,
yeah.
graphics. Oh
But-
no. No, they were 2D.
No, you're looking
Right?
at the wrong game. If you're
Oh,
looking...
Ultimate Battle 22 is the one
yes,
I'm thinking of.
yes.
That game is garbage.
That game is definitely garbage.
That's the game that I'm thinking of. Ultimate Battle 22, which is a game that came out on the PS1, and it was like really bad polygonal 2D or 3D backgrounds with like 2D sprite characters on top of it. And
Yeah.
It looks awful. Did
does.
you have this game? I remember playing this.
I did because I had never played it and I wanted to try it,
Yeah.
and it was.
Oh yeah,
terrible.
because this one came over, didn't it?
Well, that's the thing. They both Ultimate Battle 22 and GT came out in the U.S. a long time after they came out.
Yeah.
Before, like, there was a limited, very limited run when Dragon Ball was not popular.
Yeah.
And I played Final Bout then.
Yeah.
When it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then, like fucking 5-6 years later, they finally set up like a new run of them, and it was hot garbage.
Thank you. Ultimate Battle 22 is the game I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Why is
that
it
was a really
22?
bad one. Ultimate Battle. It wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't that terrible.
It is bad.
It's pretty bad.
It's like a. I want to actually read about this game now that Wikipedia exists. This must have been built for like the PC or some other weird system. No, God, it came out originally on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Wow, no saving this one.
No, but it was actually like really early on, I think, on PlayStation.
Yeah, it was 1995 in Japan. So
Yeah,
was that the year the PlayStation came out?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It
So
came
it
out
was
in the US in '96.
like a launch game, basically.
Yeah.
Let's see here. This is a Dragon Ball Z wiki, which is going to be very friendly to the game. Oh man, Adam. Wow, where's the Wikipedia page? What's going on here?
I don't know.
Oh man, Adam, you want to know what a fresh PlayStation copy is going to cost you?
Hopefully not more than like $10 or $15.
$8.
Thank God. Yeah.
This is what a lot of people said, and I agree. There's a lot of nostalgia on this one.
Yeah.
But this review says it best. Your only choice if you can't get Final Bout.
Yeah.
Which is basically what it is. It's like, oh, Final
true.
Bout's the good one.
Final Bout is better. It looks really bad now, but it actually plays still kind of decently.
Yeah. Man, Final Bout 22 is just... I remember it being a hot garbage steam pile.
Ultimate Battle 22, yeah.
Ultimate Battle 22, thank you. I just remember it looked so bad for a game.
Pretty
It was like
sure I
the
still have
graphics are... like, if you look up an image of this game, Adam...
Yeah.
Like even the 2D is so pixelated. It is like worse than it looked like on the Super Nintendo, basically. It was basically in that era of early PlayStation where they're like, we can do 3D a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But we got to stick a little bit with 2D, and so it looks like hot shit. I've got to post an image of this. Oh my god. The Super Battle. What was it? Ultimate Battle, not Super
Ultimate Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22.
Battle. Yeah, Battle 22. It's the 22nd battle of the Dragon Balls. Hot garbage. Anyway, I don't know. We don't really have any time left. It's time to wrap it
Yeah.
up. It's a short one this week because of Adam.
because of the garbage truck, because of the city of Bloomington refuse removal service.
Decided to get taller trucks
Yes.
after 2 years of Adam being
Yes.
there. Not always, because there was like a week of garbage service he wasn't destroyed.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is. It's weird.
All right. Well, let's hope the internet doesn't go down again, and I'm sure if it does, we'll hear about it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right. I will catch you guys next week. Adam, you got any final words? Let's just imagine you're dying. What are the last words you want to say?
Make sure your cable's high enough.
All right.
Also,
Very specific, but very true.
yeah.
All right. We'll catch you next week. Website,
Robo
Adam?
Future. The website is bornintheeighties.net or 80spodcast.com.
Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends.
Yes. Also,
Helps us.
the email is bitecast@gmail.com.
BITE is in bite ya. Cast is a reel, a rod. Bitecast@gmail.com. All right, thanks for listening. We will see you next week, folks.
Yeah.
Also, don't say racist things. Hulk Hogan.
No, don't
Come
do
on.
that.
Come on.
No.
All right. That's all we're going to touch on that. Next week. Just one sec. Yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, it was the USB. It's the USB slot in this fucking this fucking thing. Oh, it's a good thing I checked.
Yeah.
That's why you check for bullshit
Yeah.
like that. That would have been hard to recover from.
Were you using a different slot than normal, or
Nope,
just need wiggling?
it's a shitty old computer. Let me know if it comes back. So I'm gonna move the mic just a tad.
Okay.
Is it still good?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because I can't hear myself back, so
Yeah.
you have to hear me, and you're deaf, so.
I thought I was impressed that I picked it up on it at all.
Because you usually can't pick anything up.
Well, the truth is, noises like that, for me, they usually I automatically, tune them out.
Yeah, good for you.
I think
All
it's, I don't know.
We gotta start, because it's late.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, starting the timer.